and welcome. I am Bhavin and you have tuned into the third episode of the Law and Tech Bulletin from Lawyers Learn, a show where we bring you the latest from the law and technology space. Here's what made headlines in the last fortnight. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, who is slated to become the 50th Chief Justice of India in November this year, has made a case for the resolution of complicated issues of policy and society through public deliberation, discourse, and the engagement of citizens with their representatives and the Constitution. Speaking at an event in King's College, London, Justice Chandrachud said that the use of the court as the first line of defense to solve complicated social issues was a reflection of the waning power of discourse and consensus building. He added, and I quote, "The growing litigious trend in the country is indicative of the lack of patience in the political discourse. This results in a slippery slope where courts are regarded as the only organ of the state for realization of rights, obviating the need for continuous engagement with the legislature and the executive." End quote. Justice Chandrachud also talked about the digitization of Indian courts and said that the next phase of the e-courts project in India seeks to aid ease of doing business by tackling judicial pendency. The central government has issued an advisory to its employees banning the use of third-party VPN services as well as cloud storage services like Google Drive and Dropbox. It has also cautioned them against using third-party toolbars or downloading pirated software. These guidelines are part of a document released by the National Informatics Center or NIC listing good and bad cybersecurity practices for government employees. The NIC has said that the employees must adhere to these guidelines or else they could be penalized. The central government has banned 35 WhatsApp groups for allegedly spreading false information about the armed forces recruitment scheme Agnipath. According to some media reports citing government sources, these WhatsApp groups were allegedly also used to coordinate protests, which resulted in violence at some places. The Madurai bench of the Madras High Court has held that social media intermediaries like YouTube are duty-bound to block channels whose videos violate their guidelines. The court made these observations while cancelling bail granted to a YouTuber who was arrested for making derogatory statements against Tamil Nadu's Chief Minister M.K. Stalin. The court also observed that the intermediaries were not expected to insist on an FIR or any court orders to remove such videos. The Calcutta High Court has restrained the West Bengal National University of Juridical Sciences or NUJS from discontinuing online courses started by it in 2012 for already enrolled students. The court has ordered that these students be allowed to complete the courses even if those have been derecognized by the University Grants Commission. The court observed that when a premier institute like the NUJS announces a particular course, no student would ordinarily go behind the announcement and try to verify whether the UGC had approved it. It added that the students were most likely to presume that such approval had been obtained. Therefore, the court opined that at this point of time, it would be most inequitable and unjust to derecognize the course, cancel it, and direct refund of fees. The Competition Commission of India has ordered a probe against the online movies and events ticketing platform Book My Show. The competition watchdog noted that the ticketing platform's exclusive agreements with cinemas and multiplexes can potentially reduce competition in the relevant market. Let's now turn our attention to the big appointment of the fortnight. Shardul Amarchand Mangaldas partner Pavit Singh Katoch has quit the firm to join news tech platform InShorts as Group General Counsel. Katoch is a 2007 graduate of University Law College, Bangalore, and he also holds a Masters of Business Laws from NLSIU Bangalore and an LLM from Queen Mary University, London. And before we go, here's a piece of news from the Patna High Court, where the judges are set to get new iPhones soon. Yes, you heard that right. The High Court has issued a tender notice inviting bids for supply of the Apple iPhone 13 Pro with 256 GB storage space for all its judges. Those were the big stories for this fortnight. Our podcast is now available across all major platforms: Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Anchor. Do subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Please also share your feedback to help us make this bulletin better and more useful for you. See you soon with the next installment of the Law and Tech Bulletin from Lawyers Learn. Till then, toodaloo.